Alright, evidently I forgot my tripod, so we're hand holding this for the intro, but we are doing something a little bit different than some of the other videos. So we're racing. I kind of alluded to this the video I made at the end of last year, talking about racing and why I stopped. But it's something I've been wanting to get into, but it's not the kind of racing you expect me to be doing. I got this weird bike. It has like a little switchy doohickey thing. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm racing e-bikes. There is a enduro series that has an e-bike class, and to me it seems different. I have raced downhill, I've raced enduro. Downhill was like the thing that I did a lot of. Enduro I didn't really do a whole lot of. It wasn't really my thing, but like e-enduro to me it seems a little bit interesting. So that's what we're doing. I don't really care what you guys want to call it. It just seems like fun, and that's what I want to do. Haley, on the other hand, is racing because she is a powerhouse and will be plenty capable of getting herself up the hill. I could get myself up the hill too. It's just, I don't like it. You know, remember that whole thing, like I hate pedaling? Yeah, still applies. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're at Powder Ridge in Connecticut. That is the location that we're currently at. Yeah. Let's hope this doesn't flap around too much. Oh, it's greasy. All right. Okay, so we just wrapped up practice day, and I was feeling better at the end of the day. The beginning of the day was a little rough. I think that, to me, the hardest stage seems like the first stage, just because it's like not that steep, and it has a bunch of awkward flat turns, and to me, that stuff is a lot more awkward to race. Like, riding it is one thing, but racing it is a different thing altogether. And it's just hard to like go through it fast. It was super muddy though, so it was less than ideal, but that's just kind of the way it is. Like, all right, so that's it for race practice. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the race. So we're gonna swap days, and 1, 2, 3, boom, it's the next day. And yeah, today we are trying to make sure that this thing doesn't rattle. I didn't notice it while riding, but now when I was watching the footage, all I could hear is clickety, clickety, clickety. It's really annoying. So trying to silence it a little bit.
Much better.
No rattling, and that's not going anywhere. Alright, I hadn't shown this, but the way I charge my bike, because the battery in the bike, you can't take it out without taking out the motor. So I got one of these power stations. So this one is the DJI Power 1000, and this got me 100% charged, and I think I still have about let's see, so I still have 15% power left. Now, something I would like to see from any of the companies watching this, I would like a way to be able to charge my bike without plugging it into the AC side of things, because this is DC. That's DC. There's no need to convert it to AC to convert it back to DC to charge the bike. It's inefficient. So if there's any way we could get some USB-C chargers to be able to charge our bikes more efficiently, that would be great. So yeah, that's how I charge the bike, with that thing. And I Just put it there, had the bike inside the van, just plugged it in, and it charged overnight, and it was fine. I am going to say, today's going to be a hard day to film. You might see there's a nice blue sky. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's a beautiful day. But what I'm thinking is, the lighting in the woods is going to be atrocious, because when you have bright sunlight combined with deciduous leaves, like, you just get splotchy, patchy, contrasty trails, and it's just impossible to see what you're doing. So fortunately, it's not the most ideal filming scenario, and it's when YouTube videos start to look really bad. Like, everyone always comments, oh, your video quality is really bad. And there's nothing you can do about it when it gets really sunny out. That's just the nature of how YouTube compression works, video compression. If you can, watch the videos in 4K. Even if you're watching this in 1080p, you're gonna see a pretty grainy video. All right, doing a quick warm up. Get the legs open. All right, so we have our first stage in like 5 minutes. Our first stage is actually climb up the mountain. We have a start point and an end point, and it's basically a choose your own adventure all the way up. So not a typical climbing stage for this, but it's definitely going to be interesting. Yesterday, there were some spots that are kind of like soupy in the grass that like tried to find some dry spots, so.
This one race, we're not enforcing to follow the prescribed climb. So you guys all know where the start is, right? Everybody knows where the finish is, correct? So it's the fastest way you can get from the start to the finish of the race. Okay. All right, so basically straight up ski trip. After you do the first stage or two, just after you do, we're gonna do 6, then do what, 1, right? Yeah. After stage 1, come down here, and we're all gonna confirm that you got a good start on this stage, okay? Cool. I don't want anybody to miss it because it's really kind of not set up the way, you know, perfectly. Cool.
All right, time for some fun. So I gotta make sure that this thing's flashing. Cool.
That's it though?
This sucks. that was harder than it looked, I'm sure. There's definitely some motor advantages if you have like a more powerful motor on that stage, obviously. So I didn't win. I got past my son, so. But I thought I was doing pretty well. My legs hurt like hell. Didn't remember to grab any food. Anyway, I'm gonna let myself recover a little bit and go on to the next stage.
Hanging back for a minute. I'm not that fast. No worries, man. I know that you better. You can go.
Okay, that stage was, it was error free, but like it was not my fastest. I felt still really tired from the climb, and I just couldn't find it in myself to like pedal super hard. So I suspect there's going to be faster times on that one, but overall it was clean, so that was good. But yeah, tiring. Okay, time to climb again. This time we did not have to race, so that's nice. I just did a second climb, and honestly I still feel like I haven't really recovered from that first initial push. Like my body just feels lethargic right now, so I feel like that's going to continue throughout the race. I tried to take it easy on that climb, but even taking it easy, still feeling it. But anyway, we're about to get ready to drop into stage 2.
You should see it. If you don't, that's
All right, stage 2. Into the mud bath. All right, that one didn't go too bad. A few mistakes, but not bad, so I'll take it. Still was having trouble pushing it out of some of the turns, but overall, pretty happy with that run. Actually, it seemed to like not be as muddy as yesterday, which was nice, so I'll take that. Okay, about to get ready for stage 3. Stage 3 starts off a little bit flat, then gets pretty steep, or steep-ish for a bit. And I just gotta remember, there's like a rock garden that comes up after like a fast straight that can get a little chunky. There's like a really awkward turn, so gotta remember that one. Okay, stage 3. Let's do this. Ride her up. So cool. That was like probably the 2 hardest stages down. Now we have another pedally stage and another fast, fun downhill stage, which I think will be pretty smooth sailing. So let's go ahead and make our way back to the top. All right, making my way over to stage 4.
Going up to 5?
4.
4. All right, buddy.
Is that Kyle Wilmer?
Yes, sir.
Holy shit. How you doing, man?
It's been many years, huh?
Dude.
Welcome back.
I don't remember seeing you since our junior days.
That's I took a break in 10 for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Moto.
I've seen your name like here and there, so I know you've been around.
Right.
But like,
Yeah, I haven't seen you in years,
I
dude.
know.
That's awesome.
All right, stage 4. I feel like I just finally recovered from stage 1. I feel like it took a while. Like stage 1, or stage 6 technically, which was a climb. That like I just had so much like lactic acid built up. I just had like that feeling that I wanted to puke, and that lasted for like a good hour to 30 minutes after I did it. So it's nice to finally be over that. So stage 4 is a little bit pedally. I remember it being super muddy. There's like a 90% chance that the lens is going to get covered. I'm not going to be able to clear it, so not much I can do about that. It's overcast right now, so hopefully that will stay that way when I'm riding, because you can actually see. All right, let's go. Where's the finish? Send text message to Haley Sarowski. Heads up, stage 4. The finish is after you go around that big snow tubing hill at the bottom. So you actually have to sprint uphill. Okay, I'm glad I kept pedaling, because I had no idea where the finish line. I forgot how many stupid turns there were on stage 4. I think it went okay, and then the finish line was way further than I expected. I don't remember seeing it yesterday, So once I got out of the woods, I kind of like let off the throttle a little bit. And then I realized I don't think I had like passed the timing chip yet. So I kept going and I'm glad I did. But I probably could have gained another second if I like really push it. Anyway, one more stage left. Let's go back up and get this done.
I tore my ACL, dislocated my thumb, because I'm like you said, competitive. Like,
yeah.
I see this other guy, and I'm in like the novice class.
Yeah.
I see another guy hit this quad, and I'm like, oh,
I can do that.
Follow him, yeah. And he chickened out at the last minute, and I smashed him at like 40 miles an hour.
Oh. Like I like bikes because there's kind of a top limit of how fast you can go.
Yeah.
And so like you can yourself up, but there's like a natural limit as to like how much you can do it with like a throttle. I mean, like we saw what happened with Stevie Smith.
You know what's really good that I've been getting chased into is trials.
Yeah.
I got him a trials bike, and he like just goes out in the woods and plays. Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, that's such a cool sport. Have fun.
Yeah, you too, man. So Jeff and I, we grew up racing juniors together, and like he was competing at the junior World Cup level too, and a fantastic rider. So it's kind of cool to reconnect with him after many years of like not really seeing him much. His dad runs the Eastern States Cup Series, and here's a little fun fact. The Eastern States Cup Series was started as a downhill series, and it was George Ulmer and Rich Rude, which is Richie Rude's dad. It's done a lot for the East Coast Racing Series. A lot of really talented riders have come up since. I think I did like the first one they ever had, and it was just a downhill series at the time. All right, it's cloudy. Let's go. Bad line. Yeah, surprisingly good run.
Tried it out since yesterday.
In spots, yeah. How'd it go for you?
Actually really good.
Heck yeah.
How's stage one today?
I struggled on it, but it was better. Hi, I think I need to turn my timing chip in.
How'd it go?
I
love that run.
I had a like one slightly wrong line, but everything else was like good. So I'm happy with it.
Well, when you look at your time,
Chase.
I think you'll be happy.
Okay, cool. I like that reaction.
Hard work.
Stranger?
Hello, stranger. How'd you do?
I think it was good.
You're smiling.
Yeah, I remembered where to go. That, like, felt even better than when I raced downhill here.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, maybe it's because it was slower. Who knows? I'm done. But the other ladies are just barely now climbing up to do stage 4. So
Gotcha.
we got a little while to wait, but I'm done.
Nice job.
Yeah, I wasn't bad.
Hands up, girl. Hands up.
And in first place, Phil Metz.
All right, where's the hat? My hair is all over the place and I need to have something to contain it. Yeah, there you go. All right, so that was a fun day of riding. The e-bike thing is kind of interesting. I'm very curious to know if I raced this on my regular bike, how I would do compared to an e-bike, because I still think in a lot of those situations, I might be faster on my regular bike, even in the pedally bits. Like, I don't know if the e-bike actually really helped, but it's hard to know. And I definitely like how the e-bike feels over the chunky stuff. So it's just a different feel. So it'd be interesting to know. So recap, I end up winning my category, which is the e-bike category. And then if comparing my times to other times, like pretty on par with some of the top pro times. Not that that really matters. You can't really compare, but like you always want to try to compare. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I think I might do more of these. The thing I miss about racing is just seeing familiar faces over and over. And now that I don't race as much, I don't get a chance to do that. But anyway, Haley over here is around the corner, finished 5th, and so she's bringing home the bacon, all $50. So she will be buying some food for our cat, so Smokey will be pleasantly surprised. I really like how this bike feels. It was my first real day on it, so like it took me a little bit of getting used to, but not really. Like the numbers are pretty similar to a lot of my other bikes in terms of travel, in terms of, you know, geometry. So like it didn't take that much of getting used to. The only thing that's different is this bike's a mullet. This is a like first bike that's a mullet besides for my downhill bike, but I didn't really spend a whole lot of time on my downhill bike either. So I'll be spending some more time on that. Maybe I'll do a bike check in the future. If you want one, let me know. But anyway, we got a long drive back home, so we're gonna get going so we can get back into daylight. So I thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.